Kev, here's what's making news this hour.
A man is clinging to life this morning after a stabbing that happened at Yonge and Dundas.
Suspects being sought after a shooting in Hamilton has left one dead.
With daytime highs in the low 30s and overnight lows in the low 20s, that means a heat warning has been issued, and it lasts all the way until next week. I'm meteorologist Carl Lamb. Your full forecast is coming up.
The Blue Jays start up a fresh winning streak with a victory over the Athletics. We get 3 matchups in the CFL and the women's final at Wimbledon. Sports at 45.
680 News Time, 6:31.
Rogers Xfinity Internet traffic and weather together on the ones. Good morning, Stefan Olin.
Good morning, John. Not much doing on the drive right now. This report is brought to you by 407 ETR. No serious problems to tell you about, just a few construction projects on the go. Northbound 400 at Highway 89, 2 right lanes blocked here, and then the ramp to Innisfil Beach also remains closed. If you're traveling southbound, we had some work at Dunlop. That has wrapped up. On the westbound 403, just after the QEW, 2 right lanes blocked with construction here. Eastbound 403 after Waterdown, we have 2 left lanes out with some road work. And then apart from that, though, everything else is looking good. 401 moving well in both directions across the city. 404 DVP looking good in either direction from top to bottom. QE Gardner also moving well. In town, though, it's the Festival of India Parade on the go this morning. We have several closures that will be in place, starting off with Edward Street, both directions closed between Bay and Yonge. Get there faster and enjoy a stress-free commute with Highway 407 ETR. Order your transponder today at 407etr.com. With your forecast, Carl Lamb.
All right, well, we've got temperatures today sizzling once again. 32 is a guaranteed high. It will feel like 40 once we get into that sunshine this morning. We're going to start to accelerate that warming, and you do notice that it is sticky out there. That air, that humidity, it's really quite high. So 23 right now out at Pearson, feels like 31. And we are tracking some rain showers and thunderstorms for cottage country this afternoon and into the evening. And then tonight, as we go into, let's say, 10, 11 o'clock, some of those rain showers and thunderstorms will pop up around the GTA, and 24 will be the overnight low. It will feel like 32 tonight when you factor in the humidity. Right now, it is 23 at Pearson. Your guaranteed high is 32.
680 News Time, 6:33.
A man has critical injuries this morning after being stabbed at Yonge and Dundas late last night. This happening according to Toronto police around 10:30.
They say a suspect got away on foot, and there's no description available at this time.
All News Radio time, 6:33. Plenty to go on in the city about this weekend. And you can check out Coldplay's last of 4 shows at Rogers Stadium. That's opening day for Alpenfury. That's at Canada's Wonderland. You want to keep in mind, though, that there's a heat warning in effect for all the GTA. 680 meteorologist Carl Lamb now says we're in for nearly a week of this heat.
This is going to be a hot stretch for us across the GTA. Today's guaranteed high is 32. It feels like 40 when you factor in the humidity, but today's one of the hottest days. Tomorrow and Monday are cooler days, relatively speaking. It'll still be around 30 degrees, and then by Tuesday and Wednesday, those are looking like very hot days as well, as we're back up into the low 30s.
There's closures on transit as well, including no subway train service line 1 today. Finch and Eglinton stations, the distance there. If you're planning on heading to the airport, Up Express shut down all weekend for track work. The full details on the weekend events in the open and closed at toronto.citynews.ca.
This is 680 News Radio Toronto at 6:34. In Hamilton, the search is on for a suspect after 2 people were shot on Friday afternoon, 1 fatally. Gunshots rang out around 5:30 in the area of Jackson Square. A woman was killed, and a man who was shot is expected to survive. Police haven't released a suspect description.
And Toronto police are looking for the driver who they say left the scene of an 8-car crash when he took off on foot. This happened just after 6 o'clock yesterday at Jane and Trethewey. 4 people taken to hospital. All are expected to survive.
New details emerging about what went wrong before last month's Air India crash. ABC News contributor and former pilot John Nance says a preliminary report from Indian authorities reveals just 3 seconds after liftoff, the fuel cutoff switches for the engines moved from the run position to cut off, potentially triggering the disaster. Nance says plane design is not likely an issue.
Certainly, when you talk about everything having been or circling around these two switches in terms of the cause of the accident, this is a feature that every jetliner has in one form or another. So a design flaw is really not something on the table.
The switches were flipped back into the run position, the report said, but the plane could not gain power quickly enough to stop its descent after the aircraft had begun to lose altitude.
This is All News Radio at 6:36. Russian drone and missile attacks on Ukraine overnight, killing at least 2 and wounding more than 20. The attacks hit several areas, including Lviv. The Ukraine's Air Force saying it intercepted 319 drones, 25 cruise missiles, and jammed hundreds of decoys.
It's 6:36. A warning to our listeners that you may find some details of this next story disturbing. In Eastern Ontario, OPP are hosting a town hall in Quadville this evening to answer questions from residents after an 8-year-old was attacked. The girl was found on June 24th with life-threatening injuries after she was reported missing. She's still hospitalized. At first, it was linked to an animal, but later a 17-year-old boy was arrested and charged with attempted murder and sexual assault with a weapon. One resident says she wants to know how police came up with the animal attack theory and why families were told for days to keep their children indoors. Police say they're planning to give locals as much information as possible, considering that there's still an ongoing investigation.
The Department of National Defense looking into buying fighter drones that could fly in tandem with F-35 fighter jets Canada is currently buying. Defense expert David Perry says Canada's closest allies all seem to be going that direction as a way to add more military aircraft.
The more things you have, the more targets you have to deal with, the more complicated it is as a defensive problem. And so the mass adds a problem for people to deal with.
Price tags be about $16 billion, but that's just one estimate for technology that is still emerging.
Well, the Jackalope Festival is back in Mississauga this weekend, as 680's Simon Bennett tells us. If you like sports like skateboarding, it's the place to be.
Happening all weekend at Celebration Square and parts of the parking lot at Square One. Jackalope Festival is skateboarding, breaking, base jumping. That's jumping off a parachute and trying to hit a bullseye. Plus, lots more with national team members and Olympians amongst those competing for cash prizes. The event's founder is Micah DeForge.
Jackalope Mississauga is really kind of popping, to be frank. Like last year, even with the rain and the storm, we had 60,000 people. It was pretty stunning. There's a real appetite for action sports and adrenaline sports in the GTA, and Mississauga is the home for Jackalope in Ontario.
There are also demos, food trucks, and lots of shopping. It is free and goes all weekend. I'm Simon Bennett.
Some updates on construction projects now from the past 7 days. Here's 680's Jordan Kerr.
Some things have changed, some things have stayed the same when it comes to construction this past week. The eastbound 401 ramp to southbound Brock Road in Pickering is off limits due to long-term construction. Traffic is being forced to go northbound. Before this week, it was the opposite, with traffic being forced southbound, but work has flipped over for the next little while as the next phase of work begins. Construction on westbound Lawrence at the Allen was supposed to be done by the end of spring, but it's been delayed until August. So the westbound Lawrence ramp to southbound Allen remains closed until then. Upcoming next week on Tuesday, construction at Jarvis and the Gardner will be switching around from northbound lanes to southbound. Southbound Jarvis will be a single lane north of the Gardner, and the west sidewalk will be closed until the end of August for bridge work. I'm Jordan Kerr.
Where are gas prices this morning? We'll tell you in 30 seconds.
680 News Time, 6:39.
Need an electrician? Call us at High Risk Electrical. Why high risk? Because we aren't licensed and we don't get electrical permits. That means you can't be sure of how safe or legal our work is. But you can be sure that every day we show up, we'll use your toilet. So call now. We promise your house probably won't burn down.
Protect your family. Hire only licensed electrical contractors and make sure they get an ESA permit. Visit hirelicensed.ca to learn more. A message from the Electrical Safety Authority.
Gas price update. Empro says the price dropped a cent at midnight at $1.35.9 cents a litre this morning at most GTA stations. Coming up, traffic and weather together.
That sound? It means everything's about to begin. The hats are on, the crowd's buzzing, the bets are down. This isn't just a race, it's the King's Plate. Canada's most iconic horse race, the most electric party of the summer. Bashing, food, music, and the thunder of the track. August 16th, Woodbine Racetrack. Tickets start at $35. Grab yours now at kingsplate.com. The King's Plate. Rule the day. 18 plus to wager, no when to take the reins. ResponsibleGambling.org.
Running a business in Canada? Name even one thing you love about your bank. I'll wait. Thought so. Meet Float. Built in and for Canada, Float gives you fast access to corporate cards, bill payments, foreign exchange, and expense tools made for this century. Oh, and did we mention up to 4% interest on your balance? Turns out there is something to love. It's just not your bank. Get started in as little as 24 hours at floatfinancial.com.
680 news time, 6:41. It's time for Rogers Xfinity Internet traffic and weather together on the ones with Stefanola.
Thanks, John. This report is brought to you by Specsavers. There is not a whole lot of activity on the drive right now. No collisions or delays to tell you about across our highways. Just a few construction projects on the go. On the northbound 400 at Highway 89, you'll find 2 right lanes blocked, and then the ramp to Innisfil Beach also remains closed. If you're traveling on the westbound 403, west of the QEW, roadwork occupying 2 right lanes here, and on the eastbound 403 east of Waterdown, 2 left lanes out with some road work. So those are the only construction projects on the go. Everything else is wide open. If you're traveling on our city streets, keep in mind it's the Festival of India Parade happening this morning. A number of closures will be in place, starting off with Edward. It's shut down between Bay and Yonge. It's the summer sale at Specsavers. Drop by to get 2 pairs of complete glasses, including sunglasses, for only $99. Conditions and exclusions apply. See specsavers.ca. With the forecast, Carl Lamb.
All right, thanks, Stefan. Well, it's just a hot and steamy day out there. It's the humidity that really makes it just so gross out there. I'm just going to call it what it is, folks. That heat warning is going to stick around, too. 32 again, feels like 40 today. And then it's sun. We do have the chance for some showers. The atmosphere is going to be a little more unstable up towards Barrie. Coldwater with Shago, Penetangwisheen, Gravenhurst. Certainly keeping an eye on some of those rain showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. And then for tonight, even out towards Rogers Stadium for the Coldplay concert, I do think there could be some rain rolling through for the, let's say, tail end of the concert. It makes for a great spectacle, but you may want to just think ahead and plan ahead, because some of that rain, again, moves through in little kind of cells tonight. Not super organized, but they'll fire up as we go into the evening and overnight hours. 24 feels like 32 tonight. And then for tomorrow, we start with some showers. We will start to get into some more sunshine as that cold front moves through. So 30 will be the high for tomorrow, still within that heat warning criteria. Right now, it is 23 at Pearson. The Humidex is at 31, and your guaranteed high today is 32.
Thank you, Carl. Coming up in 60 seconds, we'll have a check of the top stories of the morning and sports.
Saturday and Sunday, they've got something big in store at your Rona. They pay the taxes when you spend $100 or more. Now that is big. Whether you're doing quick updates or starting a bigger home improvement project, Rona has got you covered. Find everything you need from painting to flooring to decking items. So don't miss out. Stop by Rona until Sunday, because they're paying the taxes for you when you spend $100 or more. Talk about a big deal. Regular price items only. Certain conditions apply.
When you're working out at Planet Fitness, it's a judgment-free zone, so you can really step up your workout. That's why we've got treadmills. And our team members are here to help, so you can be carefree with the free weights. There are also balance balls, bikes, cables, kettlebells, and TRX equipment. But, no pressure.
Start this summer strong at Planet Fitness for $1 down and then only $15 a month. Hurry, this sale ends July 17th. $49 annual fee applies. See Home Club for details.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. 680 News Radio.
Right now it is 23 degrees in Toronto, with a Humidex of 31. Good morning, I'm John Leatherby. Here's a check of the morning's top headlines. One person's in hospital with life-threatening injuries. This after a stabbing late last night at Yonge and Dundas. Toronto police say this happened around 10:30 with the suspect getting away on foot. No description is yet available. And a man with critical injuries and one person leaving on foot from the scene of an 8-car accident which happened at Jane and Trethewey last night around 6 o'clock. 4 people in all taken to hospital, and they are expected to survive. Time for sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Good morning, Ben Lewis.
Good morning. After such a frustrating season held up by injuries, veteran Max Scherzer notched his first career win as a Blue Jay last night as Toronto beat the Athletics 7-6 on the road.
Scherzer with the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. The 8th K of the game for Scherzer, and that ends the inning. We go to the 6th. Blue Jays leading 7-0.
That's the call from Eric Smith. Scherzer would finish 6 innings, allowing 3 earned runs with 8 strikeouts. Nathan Lucas, Addison Barger, and Alejandro Kirk all drove in a pair of runs. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. notched his 1,000th career hit. Scherzer is now the first Toronto pitcher 40 years or older to record a win since R.A. Dickey 10 years ago. Jays improved to 55-39. They'll visit the A's again tonight. First pitch 10:05 on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and Sportsnet. Elsewhere, Cody Bellinger crushed 3 home runs against his former team as the Yankees routed the Cubs 11-0. New York still 2 games back of Toronto for first in the AL East, while the Boston Red Sox picked up an 8th consecutive win, beating the Rays 5-4. We get 3 matchups in the CFL today. Starts with the Rough Riders home to the Stampeders at 4. Then at 7, the Ticats welcome Ottawa, while BC is in Edmonton. TFC's back on the pitch today. They're home to Atlanta United FC, both teams with just 4 wins in 20 matches. Kickoff is at 7:30 from BMO. And the Wimbledon women's finals set for this morning as 5-time Grand Slam champion Iga Swiatek faces first-time major finalist Amanda Anisimova. Match begins at 11. Sports at 15:45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca.
With Remitly, you can send money to family, friends, or yourself worldwide. And it's guaranteed to get there when promised.
Like where?
England, India, Italy, France, U.S., Kenya.
Huh. Where can't I send money with Remitly?
The moon?
Oh.
You have family on the moon?
Not yet.
Fast, secure, guaranteed, and loved by millions. Remitly. Transfers arrive on time or refund issued for applicable transfer fee.
A young mother locking her car to keep the precious food inside out of reach. Stretching meals one more day. Over 1 million of us in Ontario depend on food banks, including more than 1,200 food banks and hunger relief organizations supported by Feed Ontario. Please, give now at feedontariotogether.ca for the big change your pocket change can make.
At 6:48, it's time for Real Estate and Renovate with Ann Lambrey.
If you want air conditioning, you basically have 4 choices.
One of them is the most common. It's called the central air. Pretty much works just like your heating. It just runs through the ducts of your home.
That's real estate broker Felicia Raquel. Next, window units.
These are the ones that you can actually go and buy, and you put them actually in the window. So the back portion of it actually sits outside. The only downside to this, you are going to have to take it out during the winter months.
There are portable units on rollers.
The only thing is when it's time for you to actually drain out the water is that you're going to have to kind of be involved with that.
Finally, the ductless air conditioner.
They're just on the upper wall, if you can imagine. When the professional comes to actually install it, they're going to be drilling a little hole outside through your wall, and then it's going to connect a hub that sits outside of your property.
With Real Estate and Renovate, I'm Ann Lavray.
The world's largest outdoor rodeo wraps up tomorrow. The Calgary Stampede, not only about cowboy hats in the Midway, it's become a must-attend for Canadian politicians. City News reporter Sean Amato is in Alberta, weighs in on the Big Story podcast about why the Stampede is such a big political deal.
I'm always interested to see the photos that come out of Stampede, to see the different consultant groups and the different sort of businesses and private sector parties that are held. You'll see a mayor, you'll see a city councillor, you'll see a town councillor from rural Alberta that you'll see political consultants, you'll see communications professionals. A lot of people go to Calgary because this week or these 2 weeks, that's the place to be.
You can listen to the entire conversation on the Seeker app or wherever you get your podcast. Coming up, traffic and weather together, 680 News Time, 650.
Ugh, tiny taco, itty-bitty burger.
Lunch is lousy out there.
Sure is. Little, limp, laughable.
Well, what about 5 classic Subway footlongs under $10 each?
Well, that would fix it.
Right now, get your footlong fix at Subway with turkey, ham, veggie delights, tuna.
Or cold cut combo.
You are cold cut correct, compadre. All 5 footlong, topped with fresh veggies, under $10 each. At participating Canadian stores, extras, taxes, and delivery additional. Expires September 1st. Subway makes it fresh like that.
Let's go, baby! Tuesdays on City TV. All new episodes of America's Got Talent, where talent soars.
I love that!
It's perfect.
That was incredible.
And sometimes crashes.
This is not working. I'm saying no.
I'm never going to get those 2 minutes back.
But it's always entertaining.
This is just the beginning.
All new episodes of America's Got Talent. Tuesdays, 8/7 Central on City TV.
680 News Time, 651. Rogers Xfinity Internet traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Stefanola.
Thanks very much, John. This report is brought to you by Don Valley North Toyota. There is not a whole lot happening out there on the roads right now. We've been dealing with a few lingering overnight construction projects, but good news if you're on the 403. We had road work on the westbound 403 west of the QEW in the 2 right lanes. That is now gone, and the same can be said about road work on the eastbound 403 east of Waterdown. So we're down to just a couple of projects on the northbound 400 at Highway 89. 2 right lanes remain blocked, and then same goes with the ramp to Innisfield Beach. That is completely off limits, so you'll have to exit the highway somewhere else. Other than that, everything else is moving well. No other construction projects or issues on any of our highways. In town, we do have the Festival of India Parade this morning. It's going to cause a number of closures, starting off with Edward. Edward has been closed in either direction between Bay and Yonge. It's time to Toyota at Don Valley North Toyota. It's the summer of EV. Plug into the savings and get an instant cash offer for your car today. Visit DonValleyNorthToyota.com. With the forecast, Carl Lamb.
Okay, well, if you like the heat, this is the, extended forecast for you. Temperatures today getting up to 32, feels like 40, and we will have sunshine, but also some thunderstorm activity up in Cottage Country this afternoon. And then for tonight, we're tracking some rain showers and thunderstorms. It'll start to really fire up, let's say 10, 11 o'clock tonight, and then into the overnight as well. 24 will feel like 32. For tomorrow, some morning rain showers and cloudy conditions, but as that cold front moves through, we do get some sunshine back into the mix. So tomorrow's high is 30, and then as we go into Monday, sunshine and 30 degrees. For Tuesday, sun and cloud and 31, and those humidex values will be into the upper 30s and pushing 40. So not as humid as it was last time we had a heat wave, but it's certainly going to be plenty hot that it's worth the heat warning being issued. Right now, it is 23 at Pearson. Your guaranteed high is 32.
Coming up at the top of the hour, our top story this morning, a man critical injuries after being stabbed at Yonge and Dundas late last night. Toronto police say someone got away on foot. No suspect descriptions are available.
Stream the Blue Jays wherever you are with Sportsnet Plus. It's go! This is a specialty. Get access to more games than anywhere else. Stay up to date with news, highlights, and more. Subscribe today.
It's Appliances Boxing Week at Rona. Shop unbeatable deals on top brands now. Enjoy the season's most aggressive prices and save more when you buy more. Get 15% off when you purchase 3 kitchen appliances or 10% off when you buy 2. Need laundry appliances? Save 10% on a laundry pair during this limited time offer. Shop trusted brands like LG, Samsung, Whirlpool, Midea, GE, plus get free delivery. Hurry into Rona. Offers won't last. Certain conditions apply.
Breaking news, traffic, and weather you can always trust to be there.
And be accurate.
680 News Radio Toronto.
Well, Halton Police are asking for the public's help about how to improve its website. The service is looking to improve areas such as its layout and functionality. It's also asking for the public's feedback until July 18th by answering a 5 to 10 minute online survey. For more information, you can visit the Halton Regional Police website. The Professor Emeritus of Epidemiology at Toronto Metropolitan University says the incubation period of the measles virus makes it one of the trickiest diseases to detect. Tim Sly says immunization remains the best defense.
This thing, you can be infected 7 to 20 days before you get the rash. This is an enormous period of time for a virus. In other words, you can be walking around, and for at least 4 or 5 days before you get serious symptoms, you're spreading it around. So you'll be coming back from your holiday in Paris or the Caribbean, spreading it around willy-nilly all over the place.
2023 data indicating close to 10.5 million cases of the measles worldwide. A new Leger poll finding the Toronto residents are the unhappiest of Canada's 10 biggest cities. Mississauga, though, had the highest rating. Hamilton third, Brampton fifth out of 10. Of the 10 provinces, Ontario finished 8th, just ahead of Manitoba. PEI in last. The poll had Quebec as the country's happiest province. The web survey included answers from nearly 40,000 Canadians in late March and early April. Seeing the new Superman flick should be on your weekend to-do list. Maury Sherman from Kiss 92.5's Roz and Mocha show, catching up with the cast in Hollywood recently, including Isabel Merced, who plays Hawk Girl.
Let's talk about the fans for a minute and how much they're going to love this movie.
I hope that all I see for the month of July is red and blue everywhere I go. I want it to be the color of the summer. I think people will enjoy this. To what capacity, I don't know. But yeah, I think I love the Halloween costume. To me, if someone dresses as my character in a Halloween costume, I feel as though I've done my job, you know?
David Cornsweet stars as Superman. We'll have weekend business next.
Half of all men over 40 have some form of erectile dysfunction or experience a bend or curve. Urigen ED can give you hope again. Learn about pulse acoustic wave therapy and what Urigen ED can do for you. This 20-minute medical treatment is designed to break up blockages and repair blood vessels. Now in Toronto, Burlington, Hamilton, Whitby, Cambridge, and Barrie areas. Call 416-707-2020. That's 416-707-2020. Or visit urigened.com. That's UROGENED.com.
Sometimes I feel a bit helpless with the state of the world, and it feels really hard to make an impact on people's lives. I donate because it makes me feel better to know that I can actually do something today to help people. Donating blood helps me feel like I'm making a difference in the world.
Canadian Blood Services. Experience what you get when you give. Book an appointment at blood.ca.
Bright sunshine day.
This is a presentation of Dynamic Funds.
They're the toothy monster dolls pushing up shares of the China-based company behind them. Pop Mart International Group's Labubu dolls are the hot new it toy, with fans waiting in long lines and paying inflated prices to get their hands on them. Celebrities have been seen carrying them around, from the likes of Rihanna to K-pop sensation Blackpink's Lisa.
That's my life, baby. I'm a rock star.
Now another K-pop group is boosting its popularity in South Korea. Members of boy band 17 are going all in on the Labubu craze, posting pictures alongside their limited edition set of dolls in a collaboration with the company. The hype even pushed Pop Mart to temporarily suspend the offline sales of all Labubu plush dolls and keyring series in South Korea, as large crowds sparked concerns of safety incidents. The same thing happened in the UK back in May. Lisa Mateo, Bloomberg Radio.
Live at Casino Rema Resort, country superstar Kay Brown on the High Road Tour, August 23rd.
What if I was made?
Foreigner takes the stage September 18th. Comedian Russell Peters returns in his new Relax World Tour September 12th and 13th. Pop trio Hanson perform October 3rd. And don't miss Amanda Marshall on October 11th. Buy tickets now at Ticketmaster and details at CasinoRama.com.
This is the sound of medicine. When you stay at a Ronald McDonald House, close to your sick child, family is medicine. And right now, it's helping Ryan battle leukemia. We need your help to keep families together. Please donate today at rmhc.ca.
680 News Time, 7 o'clock.
Number one for breaking news, traffic, and weather. 680 News Radio, Toronto.
Good morning. This is Saturday, July 12th. I'm Alain Cavion.
I'm John Leatherby. Here's what's making news this hour.
Toronto police are still looking for a suspect after a stabbing last night in the downtown core. A man remains in critical condition in hospital.
A woman was shot and killed in Hamilton. Another man remains in hospital as police still look for the person responsible for the crime.
Not one, not two, but potentially 5 days of a heat warning across the GTA lasting into the middle of next week. We'll unpack the full forecast coming up.
Max Scherzer picked up his first win as a Blue Jay as Toronto held off the Athletics 7-6. We get three matchups in the CFL. Sports at 15.
680 News Time, 7:01.
Rogers Xfinity Internet traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Stefan Olip.
Hey, thank you very much, Alain. We do have a new problem to tell you about on the westbound 401. This report is brought to you by Mark Feldstein and Associates. Traveling on the westbound 401 at Kennedy in the Express, you'll find the right lane blocked with a disabled vehicle. It's not really causing a slowdown, though. Traffic's still getting by pretty nicely, but just keep an eye out for it if you're passing through. We do have a few construction projects still on the go on the northbound 400 at Highway 89. Two right lanes blocked. Then the ramp to Innisfil Beach remains closed as well. And then apart from that, everything else is looking good. If you're traveling on our city streets, we do have the Festival of India Parade happening this morning. And as a result, Edward has been shut down between Bay and Yonge. For all your personal and corporate tax accounting needs, call Mark Feldstein and Associates. Chartered professional accountants. Visit markfeldstein.ca. markfeldstein.ca. With the forecast, Carl Lamb.
All right, this is the coolest part of the day so far. It's 23 out of Pearson, humidex of 30, but it's just going to go in the opposite direction as we go into the afternoon, warming up to a guaranteed high of 32 and a humidex of 40. We do have more sunshine as we go through the day, and then also that southerly wind will be around 20 to 30 kilometers per hour. So that just essentially pushes in all of that humidity from the States right into the GTA. And we do have the chance for some thunderstorm activity up in Cottage Country this afternoon. So Collingwood over towards areas like Meaford and Barrie, Aurelia, or Medante, all heads up for afternoon and evening rain showers and thunderstorms. Then tonight, we do have the chance for some rain showers around the GTA as well. So Brampton, King City, Markham, you have all chances of getting in on some of that rain shower activity late this evening into the overnight. 24 is the overnight low. Right now, it is 23 at Pearson. Your guaranteed high is 32.
680 News Time, 7:03.
A man is fighting for his life after he was stabbed last night at Yonge and Dundas. It happened around 10:30. Toronto police say a suspect ran away, but no description of that suspect has been released.
It's not clear what led up to the stabbing as well. Anyone with information asked to contact police.
It's a busy day around the city with Coldplay closing out their 4-show run at Rogers Stadium. At Canada's Wonderland, the new coaster is up and running. It's the first day you can ride Alpine Fury. A heat warning in effect for the GTA, and with almost a week of hot days and warm nights ahead, 680 meteorologist Carl Lamb says you won't get much of a chance to cool off.
These overnight lows are part of the reason those heat warnings have been issued across the GTA. It began last night with overnight lows kind of stuck in the low to mid 20s. That's really what we're expecting all the way until about Thursday night and early Friday morning, where we could get some relief. But again, this is going to be a very prolonged stretch where things just don't feel very refreshing once you step out the door in those morning hours.
There are some major transit closures scheduled for this weekend. There's no subway service today on the TTC's Line 1 between Yonge and Eglinton stations. And for anyone flying out of Pearson, keep in mind there's no Up Express service all weekend. And that's because of track work. Full details on what's going on this weekend available at toronto.citynews.ca.
This is 680 News Radio Toronto. The time, 7:05. Hamilton police are looking for a suspect after a woman was shot and killed yesterday. This happened around 5:30 at Jackson Square. A man was also shot, but expected to survive. No suspect description has been made available.
After an 8-car crash during the Friday evening commute, Toronto police are looking for a driver who they say ran away. It happened around 6 in the evening at Jane and Trethewey. 4 people were taken to hospital. Police say all of them expected to survive.
You're listening to 680 News Radio Toronto. A new poll says that Toronto is Canada's unhappiest big city, and Mississauga is the happiest. Leger asked almost 40,000 Canadians about their happiness between March and April of this year. It found between 18 and 34-year-olds, they were more likely to say they'd gotten happier over the past 12 months, while 35 to 54-year-olds were more likely to say they were less happy than 1 year ago. Ontario residents' happiness ranked 8th out of 10 provinces, with Quebec first, Prince Edward Island last.
You're locked into 680 News Radio Toronto at 7:06. There are new details on what went wrong before a plane crash in India last month that killed 260 people on board and on the ground, with just one survivor.
Indian authorities released a preliminary report on the Air India crash a month ago. The report says that just 3 seconds after liftoff, the fuel cutoff switches for both engines went from the run position to the cutoff position. In the cockpit voice recording, one of the pilots is heard asking the other, why did he cut off? That pilot responds that he did not. 10 seconds later, the switches went back to the run position, but the engines couldn't recover in time. Moments before the plane crashed, one of the pilots transmitted, "Mayday, Mayday, Mayday." Clara McMichael, ABC News.
You're listening to 680 News Radio Toronto. Can the chance of catching measles virus increase the more you travel abroad? No, according to the Professor Emeritus of Epidemiology at Toronto's Metropolitan University. In fact, Tim Sly says domestically, this country is starting to outpace the number of cases that come from other countries.
The odd cases that you get have been imported from visitors and people bringing stuff back from vacation. And that, of course, status is now seriously under threat because of this enormous outbreak. We've got something like a 27-year peak year over year, and we've only had half of this year gone by so far.
According to UNICEF, measles outbreaks in the last 5 years have hit more than 100 countries.
It's 7:07. A new restaurant in Dubai is going all in on AI.
A restaurant due to open this fall called Woohoo will mark a first in the world, featuring an AI chef.
Today I'm going to show you my pan-seared shrimp recipe.
The chef, given the name Eamon, is full of knowledge about global culinary recipes, techniques, and traditions. The restaurant operators say the AI chef represents the future in dining, but is meant to complement the human element, which is still needed. Real cooks will still have to assemble and taste the food to make sure it's up to par. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Researchers studying puffins at the mouth of the Bay of Fundy say they found a very old bird.
Daniel Oliker, a University of New Brunswick graduate student researching Atlantic puffin ecology, says one of the tuxedo birds he found on Machias Seal Island is about 33 years old. He says the bird is 10 years older than he is. Oliker notes that puffins in the wild usually live to be in their mid-20s, so finding the bird and studying it felt amazing and exciting. He also notes that the puffin had a chick in its burrow, and he was pleasantly surprised that it was raising a young one at the tender age of 33. Rob Westgate, The Canadian Press.
And it's been dramatized in countless movies and TV shows like Law and Order or 12 Angry Men, but do the Hollywood portrayals match up with the reality of jury duty? City News reporter Nick Westall found out firsthand this year when he was picked to serve on a jury in a criminal case. He talks about the experience this week on the Big Story podcast.
As it went on, the gravity of the situation really sunk in and, profoundly affected me, because someone's liberty is at stake. Your decision has very real implications, but not only just for the accused. Also, there are people who say they've been victims that are seeking justice from the justice system. Also you are contributing to the administration of justice and how things are going. There are multiple different stakeholders who rely on your decision.
You can listen to the entire conversation on the Seeker app or wherever you get your podcasts. In 30 seconds, a check of gas prices.
680 News Time, 7:09.
680 News Radio Toronto.
It's summer, and TSC is here to make your beauty routine effortless. We've got all your beauty and skincare needs covered, so you can look your best all day and stay on trend. Start a clean routine. Say YES to SPF. Do it up with dewy skin and glass lips. Make your lashes pop and bring out your best features with ease. Glow all summer with quality brands and products that'll make you feel fabulous from sunrise to sunset. Shop now at tsc.ca. Exciting offers every day.
Now, the News Radio Toronto gas price update. Enpro says the price dropped 1 cent at midnight to $1.35.9 a litre at most GTA stations. Traffic and weather together next.
Picture this. A dock warmed by the sun. Friends share a laugh as they dive in the lake. Behind you, a 2-story cottage nestled in the trees. Is it your imagination? Or is it your possible? Find your possible. Play Lotto 649 for a chance to win the classic jackpot or the gold ball jackpot of $20 million. Buy your ticket today.
The summer savings event is on now at Mercedes-Benz Toronto Queensway. This July, enjoy loyalty lease rates starting from as low as 0% on select models and exceptional cash credits of up to $30,000. Plus, take advantage of incredible savings on remaining 2024 models and special pricing on all demonstrators. Visit mvtoronto-queensway.ca for details. Don't miss your chance. These exclusive offers won't last. Visit Mercedes-Benz Toronto Queensway today and experience the drive of summer.
680 News Time, 7:11. Time for Rogers Xfinity Internet. Traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Stefan Ola.
Thank you very much. This report is brought to you by the Big Apple. We are tracking this minor issue on the westbound 401 Express at Kennedy. The right lane has been taken out with a stalled truck. It's not really impacting traffic too much, though, just causing a distraction as you make your way through, but I am not seeing any slowdowns. Eastbound 401 wide open coming across the city as well. If you're on the northbound 400, couple of construction projects to be aware of at Highway 89, 2 right lanes out. No delays here either. And then further north, the ramp to Innisfil Beach is off limits thanks to roadwork as well. Rest of our highways are all wide open. No other issues or construction in town. Keep in mind, it's the Festival of India Parade this morning. We will have a number of closures throughout the morning, starting off with Edward Street. It is shut down between Bay and Yonge. Try the Big Apple's famous apple bread. Pies made right before your eyes. And apple cider from the 401 Cider Brewery. Look for the Big Red Apple off the 401 at exit 497 or thebigapple.ca. With your forecast, Carl Lamb.
All right. Well, it's just that heat warning that's in place, and it lasts all the way until the middle of next week. But today alone, it's 32 for the guaranteed high. Will feel like 40, and we do have sunshine moving back in. But up north in Cottage Country, certainly keeping an eye on rain showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, and a southerly wind around 20 to 30 kilometers per hour. Then for tonight, scattered showers and thunderstorms, and no real organization to it, but we will have little pockets of rain that could be heavy at times. 24 will feel like 32. And then for tomorrow, some morning rain showers. Then we actually have a cold front moving through, so it brings in some sunshine. We'll have a nice and comfortable day around 30 degrees tomorrow with slightly lower humidity. Right now, it is 23 at Pearson. Your guaranteed high is 32.
680 News Time, 7:13. An ethics screen will keep an eye on Prime Minister Mark Carney to make sure his decisions as PM don't benefit his former employer, Brookfield. That's according to the Ethics Commissioner's office, which also confirms Carney established a blind trust to divest his assets, including stocks. In 60 seconds, a check of your top headlines in sports. You're listening to 680 News Radio Toronto.
The job is Tier 1. Weld cells live 24/7, no downtime. Your welding pulse spray on multi-joint assemblies, high-strength steel, MIG to spec, welds traced and logged. The forks are non-stop. Steel coils in, finished racks out. Missing the propane delivery? It's not an option. These are the jobs that need high-quality welding gas, consistent arc starts, and forklift propane as reliable as your APQP. And Joseph Gas is where you get it. Joseph Gas. That's Joseph with an F as in family. JosephGases.com.
439 Pizza Nova. 439 Pizza Nova.
Ciao, I'm Dominic Primucci. Whether it's a celebration or game day feast, our party-sized pizza is the perfect solution. 24 slices of fresh, authentic pizza made with the finest ingredients. Elevate your next pizza party and taste the difference.
439 Pizza Nova. 439 Pizza Nova.
Toronto's trusted news. 680 News Radio.
23 feels like 31 right now in downtown Toronto. Good morning. I'm Ali Kevion. Here are the top stories right now. Toronto police say they're still searching for a suspect after a stabbing last night near Yonge and Dundas left a man in hospital in critical condition. The description of the suspect has not been provided, though. A heat warning still in effect for the GTA. It will feel like 40 with the humidex at times throughout the weekend. Your extended forecast coming up at 7:21 after sports. And there's lots to do this weekend. Coldplay wraps up their stop here in the city at Rogers Stadium. Their fourth show goes tonight. And for thrill seekers, Alpine Fury, Canada's Wonderland's newest roller coaster, up and running. Your full weekend event rundown can be found at toronto.citynews.ca. It's time for sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Ben Lewis.
The Blue Jays started up a fresh winning streak last night as they jumped on the Athletics early and held on late for a 7-6 victory on the road.
And now Kirk sends one straight up the middle, past Severino, past the diving Geloff, and the Jays are going to cash in too. Barger got on his horse, scores from second, and Alejandro Kirk with 2 runs batted in.
That's the call from Eric Smith on the 2-run single from Alejandro Kirk. Nathan Lucas and Addison Barger both drove in a pair of runs, and that backed up the veteran Max Scherzer. He dealt 6 innings of 3-run balls, striking out 8 for his first career win as a Blue Jay, first on the season. He becomes the oldest pitcher to win a game for Toronto since R.A. Dickey back in 2015. Blue Jays now 55-39 overall, 2 games up on New York for first in the American League East. It's Jays and A's again tonight at 10:05 on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and Sportsnet. Elsewhere, the Yankees routing the Cubs 11-0 as Cody Bellinger hit 3 home runs. The Red Sox beat the Rays 5-4 for their 8th consecutive win. TFC will be back on the pitch today in MLS action. They're home to Atlanta United FC. Both teams with just 4 wins on the season. Kickoff from BMO Field goes at 7:30. We have 3 matchups in the CFL after getting postponed yesterday due to air quality conditions. The Rough Riders set to host the Stampeders this afternoon at 4 o'clock. The Tiger Cats welcome Ottawa at 7. BC is in Edmonton. And the Wimbledon women's final set for this morning. 5-time major champion Iga Swiatek takes on Amanda Anisimova for the title. It starts at 11. Sports at 15:45, past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca.
The Summer Save the Tax event has been held over at Dodd's Garage Doors. For a limited time, we pay the tax on Dodd's exclusive Canadian Series garage doors. Made right here in the GTA, designed to thrive in our climate, and backed by an industry-leading warranty. It's not just a garage door, it's a Dodd's door. The sale's been held over, but only till July 31st, so don't miss the Summer Save the Tax event at Dodd's Garage Doors.
DODDS. No one does it better than Dodds does. No one.
Okay, listen up, you. The little guy's got a lot to tell you.
That's right. At Richmond Hill Toyota this month, you get a no-charge hard tonneau cover with the purchase of a new Tacoma, a value of almost $2,000. Or pre-order the new 26 Toyota BZ all-electric vehicle with improved range, performance, and faster charging. And our summer food drive is underway. Drop off non-perishable items in our showroom or visit richmondhilltoyota.com to make a cash donation that we will match.
You can now return to your regularly scheduled program.
680 News Time, 7:19. Hospital officials in Gaza say Israeli airstrikes have killed at least 28 Palestinians, including 4 children. The strikes since late Friday have targeted central and southern Gaza. The Israeli military said that over the past 48 hours, troops hit around 250 targets in Gaza, including militants, weapons storage facilities, and other Hamas sites. U.S. President Donald Trump talked about a possible ceasefire with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Washington this week, but no progress has been reported. In Hamilton, a fire at a home on the mountain yesterday afternoon left a man dead. It happened around 4 on Cielo Court. Hamilton police are investigating, and they say the fire is not believed to be suspicious. And the newest Man of Steel is soaring high at theaters this weekend. Superman is projected to open with $135 million in the U.S. Maury Sherman of Kiss 92.5's Roz and Mocha show met up with the cast in Hollywood recently, including Anthony Kerrigan, who plays Metamorpho.
How does this Superman pay respect or homage to other Supermans in the past?
Well, I think it's definitely getting back to the comic book roots, for sure. You know, there's a brightness, a vibrancy, there's a charisma, and I think that there's just kind of getting back to, I mean, honestly, like, one of the best traits of, like, the Donner film is that it just has this kind of, like, uplifting message to it, and I think that it certainly harkens back to that.
James Gunn directs the new Superman flick with David Cornsweet in the lead role. In 60 seconds, traffic in your extended forecast at 7:20.
How would you improve your life if money was no object? Canadians have been trusting Capital Direct to close the divide between what they want and what they have for more than 20 years. A flexi line from Capital Direct could help you achieve your goals. How would you use $80,000, $280,000, or even $2.8 million? Sometimes there's a difference between what you want and what you have. Invest in your goals. Call Capital Direct OMB 10549 at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL today. CapitalDirect.ca.
Now at Joe Fresh, discover new brand drops including kids NBA gear. Rep your faves from Toronto Raptors to LA Lakers, plus character styles featuring Stitch, Spider-Man, Bluey, and more. See in store or joefresh.com for details.
With the Chevrolet Employee Pricing Event on full-size trucks, it's almost like you're an employee. You don't have to join the company's softball team, though, unless you want to. The Chevrolet Employee Pricing Event, on now until July 31st. Visit your Chevrolet dealership for details.
680 News Time, 7:21. Time for Rogers Xfinity Internet traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Stefan Ola.
Thanks a lot, Alain. This report is brought to you by The Simple Investor. There is not a whole lot to worry about if you're on the roads right now. Just one minor trouble spot on the westbound 401 Express at Kennedy. The right lane remains blocked with a stalled truck. It's not slowing anything down, though. Traffic is moving nicely through the area, but it is causing a distraction, so keep an eye out if you're coming through. Eastbound 401 wide open across the city. We do have some construction to tell you about on the northbound 400 at Highway 89. 2 right lanes remain blocked, and then the ramp to Innisfail Beach also closed, and that does it for construction and issues on city highways. Everything else is problem-free. In town, we do have the Festival of India Parade on the go this morning. Starting off on Edward Street, it is shut down between Bay and Yonge. Is now a good time to buy investment real estate? Yes. At The Simple Investor, they make sure you get rent every month, have no tenant interaction, and no repair cost. Find out more at thesimpleinvestor.com. With your forecast, Carl Lamb.
All right, thanks, Stefan. Well, it is going to be a sunny day as we go into the afternoon across the GTA. 32 is a guaranteed high. It will feel like 40 with the humidity, and that southerly wind is around 20 to 30 kilometers per hour. As we go into the afternoon, certainly watching for rain and thunderstorm activity up around Cottage Country today. And then for tonight, it's around the GTA. So downtown up towards Mississauga, Etobicoke, Woodbridge, over towards Newmarket, King City, Whitchurch, Stouffville all have the chance for some rain as we go into the evening hours. So certainly keeping a watchful eye on that. 24 is the overnight low. Will feel like 32. And then for tomorrow, some morning showers. A cold front rolls through, so it gets us back into some sunshine and a high of 30. And then for Monday, sunny and 30 as well. And then for Tuesday, sun and cloud and 31. So that heat warning does continue even into the middle of next week. Right now, it is 23 at Pearson. Your guaranteed high is 32.
All News Radio Time, 7:24.
Coming up at 7:30, the latest on a stabbing in the downtown core that has left a man in critical condition. And a full weekend rundown. Lots happening in and around the city this weekend, including Coldplay's last show tonight at Rogers Stadium. This is 680 News Radio Toronto.
Do you feel like your debt is out of control? You make payments month after month, yet your debt grows larger and larger. I'm Mike Chanday, a licensed insolvency trustee. I can help you break the chains of debt and be debt-free. Book a free consultation at chanday.ca.
Debt problems go away when you visit chanday.ca.
Chanday, Chande.
Walmart is recalling around 850,000 stainless steel water bottles over a danger that's made 2 people blind. ABC's Chuck Severson has more.
Black lids of the silver stainless steel water bottles can blow off, forcefully eject, is how the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission describes it, and can hit users in the face. There are 3 reports so far, with 2 people suffering permanent vision loss. The recall covers Walmart's Ozark Trail 64-ounce stainless steel insulated water bottles, sold at the chain store since 2017. Regulators say contact Walmart for a full refund, and you can also take the bottles to the store to get your money back.
The bottles being recalled can be identified by their model number 83662, which doesn't appear on the bottle but would show up on packaging. The provincial government is trying to teach the TDSB a lesson by kicking out the trustees. Mark McAllister of City News reports.
The TDSB was one of 4 school boards the Ford government said it would be taking over at the end of June, with outside supervisors being appointed as ultimate decision makers.
There's a lot of difficulties with just putting in someone with a business degree in charge of an educational institution as large as ours.
The Ford government says financial mismanagement has led to growing deficits, while educators have repeatedly accused the province of underfunding school boards and not keeping up with inflation.
What gives you that impression that the minister was going to do this anyway?
Well, because we balanced the budget. We approved a balanced budget. So did the TCSB and the Ottawa School Board. We all balance their budgets. We follow their rules.
School board trustees have been told that there are no planned meetings for the fall, so this summer will be a wait and see for the school year ahead and any changes that might take place. Mark McAllister, City News.
Business in 60 seconds.
680
News Radio Toronto.
At Rona, we've been part of the Canadian trades community for over 85 years. The ones who build this country and keep it running. Now, we're saying thank you by giving back. That's why we're donating 85% of our media space to the people who built this country. The skilled trades. Like Neutron Electrical, a local electrical contracting business who takes pride in doing the job right every time. Learn more at ronacanadiantrades.ca. Build it right. Build it Rona.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Disney is the first major Hollywood studio to take legal action against an AI company. It's teaming up with Comcast to sue Midjourney, accusing the startup of copyright infringement.
They believe it is quite apparent that the company has been training its large language model on their copyrights just based off of the ability to prompt and produce images for a lot of their characters.
Bloomberg's Lucas Shaw.
And because they'd been warning them or sending them notices for a while and not getting any response.
That includes characters from TV shows and films like Star Star Wars.
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take it away.
And Disney's top lawyer has been asking his peers in Hollywood to join the case.
The general counsel for Disney is guy Horacio Gutierrez, who's really one of the sharper sort of kind of corporate lawyers in the country, is hopeful that this will be sort of the case that goes to the Supreme Court and determines how all of this works.
The case could come down to the interpretation of what's considered fair use. Karen Moscow, Bloomberg Radio.
Toronto's trusted news.
680 News Radio.
Need an electrician? Call us at High Risk Electrical. Why high risk? Because we aren't licensed and we don't get electrical permits. That means you can't be sure of how safe or legal our work is. But you can be sure that every day we show up, we'll use your toilet. So call now. We promise your house probably won't burn down.
Protect your family. Hire only licensed electrical contractors and make sure they get an ESA permit. Visit hirelicensed.ca to learn more. A message from the Electrical Safety Authority.
Let's go, baby! Tuesdays on City TV. All new episodes of America's Got Talent, where talent soars.
I love that! It's perfect. That was incredible.
And sometimes crashes.
This is not working. I'm saying no.
I'm never going to get those 2 minutes back.
But it's always entertaining.
This is just the beginning.
All new episodes of America's Got Talent. Tuesdays, 8, 7 Central on City TV.
E. 680 News Radio, Toronto.
Your trusted news, 680 News Radio is CFTR AM Toronto. Felix Slew is at the editor's desk this hour. It's 7:30.
Number one for breaking news, traffic, and weather. 680 News Radio, Toronto.
Good morning, I'm John Leatherby. It's a Saturday, July the 12th.
And I'm Ali Kevion. Here's what's making news this hour.
One person has serious injuries